You got to take the picks away from the Eagles for the illegal tampering of Saquon Barkley. But hell no, that did not happen today, as we have news on that. So we will go into that, and we're going to be going into A.J. Brown, his revenge going into this season. And we Eagle fans have to be really grateful of this roster we have right now, because if the coaching is 100%, it's about to take off.
You better drink. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So I want to go over some news of the Philadelphia Eagles as usual, and we have some new news regarding the illegal tampering. Remember, the Giant fans were so butthurt that Saquon Barkley signed his $12 million a year deal with the Eagles, and they were like, we need them to, legal tampering. This news came out, and I don't know who really started this news of this illegal tampering. After all, between Tiki Barber, the Giant fans just all butthurt because Saquon is now with a better team behind a better offensive line, a more proven quarterback, better receivers by a mile than the New York Giants. And just wanted us to lose picks. And remember, Saquon Barkley did go, on to new heights with Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce. And they did talk about it for a few minutes. They said, hey, what's going on? He said, nah, there's like their agent talked at the right time with the Eagles. It wasn't during the, it wasn't illegal tampering. It was at the right time. So I believed it. I never really thought that this was going the other way at all. I didn't think we were going to hear news about this whatsoever, or if the NFL was actually really investigating the situation. But it looks like it is false that there is no illegal tampering. The Giant fans could keep crying, and hopefully Saquon will have, a 1,400 yard season and do his thing. I mean, I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's 13 to 12, but because a lot of you got to give the ball to a lot of guys this year. Distribution is going to be crazy this year, but obviously Saquon Barkley is a big focal point to this offense, an actual 3-down back for the Philadelphia Eagles. And one thing I never thought they would do is actually pay a running back $12 million a year. That's definitely different for us to go through. So that is done, and we'll see what happens in the near future. And I didn't think that we would even be talking about this. I thought, they were actually, this was actually true. Like, I mean, this news that the NFL was actually investigating was true. But I said to myself, like, how would they find the proof of this? Especially this months down the road. How are you supposed to find proof of this? So it's done now. Now, the only team that actually got illegal tampering was on Kirk Cousins of the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons were fined a 5th-round pick. The GM was fined like $50,000 that he could just wipe his ass with. $50,000 for a GM. Personally finding the GM for that, I don't know. I mean, some of these fines are a joke. I don't know why. Like seriously. I mean, their toilet paper is probably made of $100 bills at this point. So I mean, $50,000 for tampering for a GM is nothing of a fine, but a 5th-round pick. So that's where we're at with that. I think they are the only team right now that has been caught with illegal tampering, and the Eagles have no illegal tampering at all. So that's where we're at with that. Now, we're gonna go over AJ Brown. Okay. Now, this was from like a few days ago. Now this was from AJ Brown's trainer that said he's in the best shape of his life. He was pissed off about missing that playoff game. He wanted first team AP. He wanted to be back 1,500 yards. He wanted a Super Bowl more than anything. We realized we didn't get any of those. So in his mind, he feels like failure. He's never satisfied. AJ Brown is probably the closest thing to T.O. that we have without the too much drama around him, okay, which is a great combination, which is fantastic. AJ Brown, every player works their tail off every offseason, okay, I get it, so I'm not trying to make it so crazy great, but I gotta say, like, AJ Brown has been boxing and doing all these different things in the offseason, and I think he's been working, probably everybody works hard, but I think AJ Brown's been working the hardest out of everybody. Okay. We have to be very grateful we have him in the building. He wants a Super Bowl bad. We do. What's holding this team back right now is competent coaching. I mean, that's where we're at right now. I don't want this to be a monster roster every year, and then we have to worry about these coaches. And I think Kellen Moore is going to do a great job. Pre-snap motion, giving wide receivers their freedom. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, very excited about it. I mean, I could see the excitement between those two guys. Okay. I think that's amazing. The quarterback having a lot of control at the line, audibling out, into other plays that, Jalen Hurts going to have a lot of control in this offense using, Kellen Moore loves to use tight ends. He loves using wide receiver threes. He does not waste any strand of talent from each position. He will use everything. He will not ignore. And I think that's the main thing we have to really put focus on. AJ Brown, like this is the kind of seasons I do hate, where one half of the year it's all AJ Brown, the other half is Devontae Smith, or vice versa. Okay. I'm not saying like every game doesn't have to be a distribution. Like whatever matchup, whatever weakness that we see out to any defense every week, we're going to take advantage of it, whether it's towards AJ Brown's way a lot more or Devontae Smith. It's just going to be there at times. Okay, I'm not expecting both of these guys. Well, if Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown don't get the ball, they both don't have 100 yards a game together, then, they're not going to do, I'm not going to put too much focus into that because it's unrealistic. Okay, but I at least would like to see both of them get the ball in a game together. At least they both have some catches where one is not completely ignored, can be used in different ways. Okay, but it's going to be really interesting. We got to be very grateful as Eagle fans because you don't see rosters like this. You really don't. And when you look at it on paper, it's fantastic. This is what we dreamed of having. This is a Super Bowl caliber roster. Jalen Hurts hopefully put into the right position this year with good coaching, getting pushed by Doug, the quarterback coach. And obviously Kellen Moore with, his X's and O's type guy and just doing his thing. You know what I mean? So I want the play calling to be great. I want there to be a structure in this offense, and I want players to have fun. And I felt like players had fun, during these weeks of practice, got into these games, and then just totally just killed their confidence because changes weren't being made. There was no adjustments. You're not adjusting to defenses. Defenses are adjusting to our offense last year, but we didn't adjust to anything. We kept everything bland, bold, plain. I mean, just winning ugly game after ugly game and getting very lucky game after game. And what took this roster so far last year was talent. If we didn't even have the talent, forget about it. We probably have a top 10 pick last year. But you fell apart at 10-1, and you have a bona fide receiver in A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown wants revenge. He wants to be the number one receiver in the league. And you know what? No one thinks he can be because of Jalen Hurts, because of this quarterback we have in the building right now. Because I hate it when Eagle fans talk about Jalen Hurts. And it's not even just talking about him, but literally just passing by the coaching staff and putting 100% blame in Jalen Hurts. And that's what really just pisses me off. And I think there's so much blame to go around. Everybody, there is blood on everybody's hands. It's not just the players. The players can only do so much. I mean, a play is a play they have to run, the route concept they have to run. Like, they just have to follow what is being said and what play is being brought in by the coordinator. They have to follow that sequence, and that's all they could do. But A.J. Brown, watch out, because now, being so happy as I am that we were able to extend A.J. Brown, make him a $32 million a year wide receiver, on top of Devontae Smith getting a contract that helped the A.J. Brown contract, and Devontae Smith having Devontae Smith for the next 5 years, counting this year, for a lot less money than we expected. Okay. So I think we really have to, we got to be grateful, but at the same time, we're going to be very critical this year. I'm going to be very critical of this coaching staff. I'm going to be very critical of these players, but more the coaching staff than the players. Definitely. But if players mess up, they're going to be, they're going to get their shit from me. I mean, that's just how it goes. Not for no reason. There's going to be reasons for it. If I see something that happens way too much, it's going to be said. Or if something just doesn't look right, it's going to be said. This is a new offense they're putting in this year. This isn't easy. 95% of this playbook is brand new. That's not easy to do. And with a caliber roster, like usually when you have a new coordinator coming in for another year, usually your roster doesn't look this good. Like you're not making moves like this on a first a coordinator coming to this team on a first year. You're not, Kellen Moore's been around a long time. It's not a rookie coordinator. It's not a guy just, became a coordinator. But you got to look at the roster and say, man, like no one builds a roster like this on top of bringing in new coordinators every single year. They got to get this shit right. They really have to. I one day, hopefully with a couple Super Bowls under our belt, we'll be happy. But if it's 8 years, 9 years down the road and we look at this, go back and say, man, they had everything they wanted, but man, they couldn't hire the right coaches worth of shit at all. I don't want to look back saying that because I want a couple championships out of this roster. There's no doubt. Howie Roseman has done a fantastic job the past few years, especially this past year. Seems like the off seasons are great, but putting the pieces of the puzzle together is going to come down to the coaching staff, and that's where it's going to be. Not trying to sugarcoat it, not trying to make excuses for anybody, because I'm the last person that tries to make excuses for anybody on this team. But enough's enough. They have to have this shit right by this year, and be very grateful. That's all I got to say. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. If you guys haven't liked the video, please like the video. I will be on vacation after this week. So I'll put up a community post for you guys so you guys are reminded. I will have some videos scheduled for next week, but I will not be around, and we'll be doing some streams probably the next maybe 4 to 5 weeks. We'll do some streams down the road closer to training camp. If you guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast merch, definitely check it out. We have sizes up to 6XL now. We're gonna have sleeveless t-shirts really soon. We have ladies t-shirts. We have youth t-shirts now. Check out some of the merch that is there. We have some things cooking right now in the back room from some of our design teams. So appreciate so much, everybody. Check out the merch. Link in the description below for that. And let me know what you guys think about A.J. Brown. Like, how do you think he's going to do this year? Do you think Kellen Moore is a good fit for this offense? Do you think this offense is about to take off? Is it going to take some time during the season to get this offense right? Let me know. And what do you guys think about the non-illegal tampering, the Saquon Barkley stuff? Did you know it was already going to happen? You guys let me know, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow us out. Peace out, guys. Peace.